Max. Max.
Go home, Max. Go home.
No! Last one.
God. What? Okay. Nobody here except for me.
Interrupting Zach's banner. Interrupting Zach's banner.
You guys want to stay?
Come on. Join the fun.
Bye.
Nobody here except for me.
Bye.
Me and her. Oh, only two of us.
Gosh. Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Hello.
Okay, we can just chill and talk about random things. You guys play games?
Yeah, a little.
Wait, what kind of games?
Pokemon, mostly.
Oh, what?
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Yeah. I don't have Go. My phone doesn't support it.
Oh, that sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I play a lot of Halo, Overwatch, dear God, a lot of games.
Favorite type of game?
Favorite type of game? I really like first-person shooters. What I gotta say? I mean, I like shooting things. I like killing things.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Florida is crazy. My allergies are like,
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Florida.
yeah, it's crazy. Like the humidity and everything, it's so hot. I don't know. Like yesterday was probably one of the weirdest days I think ever because,
It was stormy.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was stormy. Like I've never been in a place.
Lights. Boom.
I've never been in a place where it's like really hot outside and humid, and I
Oh, yeah.
look up in the sky and there's like rain falling and lightning's going
Oh,
on.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, hey man,
Used
what's
to
up?
it.
How you
Used to
doing?
it.
Good. How are
You
you?
used to it.
Just fine.
Yeah,
You used to
chilling.
it.
Oh yeah, I was here for the last Q&A session with Robbie.
Oh, cool. How'd that go?
Awesome, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, you have any questions? We're just here. We're chilling, talking about
Stuff.
whatever Pokemon stuff,
Yep.
allergies.
Oh, yeah.
The weather.
The weather.
Yeah. I told you
Yeah.
yesterday Florida sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as weather's concerned.
I mean, it's a beautiful place, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it was just like how it was in California, like, 75 degrees, got the breeze going.
That's the one thing about California I like more than here.
Oh, yeah.
Stable weather.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
No rain, too.
No,
But
yeah.
it passes
Then
for
the
like
rain.
5 minutes later.
I heard
It's like
about.
Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
What was the last Pokemon game I played? I haven't played it in years. It's like, I think it was Diamonds in 2008.
Diamond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Diamond was really good,
Oh,
actually.
it's a fun game, definitely.
Yeah, no, I really liked Diamond and Pearl was like a generation I was really into, when it came out. It was like one of the newer ones.
Yeah, yeah.
You love my Chimchar, the Infernape.
Always.
Gosh.
Do you have a favorite starter from any generation?
Favorite starters gotta be like Charmander. I love Charmander.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charmander, and then, gosh, well, then they're like, I really just like almost all the fire types. Cyndaquil too. Cyndaquil's really cool. Really cool.
I never played any like since then, but like I never had it in me to throw them out. So I just had them all in like a box in my closet. And
Oh.
I could probably use some space here, but I don't want to throw these out. What do I do with them?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
like a couple years later, my nephew starts getting into Nintendo stuff. And like, all right, hey Reed, have you heard of
Pokemon?
this Pokemon? Yeah.
Really?
I have all these older ones, and like I'm giving him like Ruby, Emerald,
Wow.
Sapphire, all the classic ones.
Yeah, those are the ones you gotta start on.
Yes. Fire Red.
Yeah.
I had a Leaf Green, but my brother took it. Jerk that he is.
Aw.
But yeah, now he's like the Nintendo aficionado of my family. He owns, oh my god.
Gosh, that's great. I don't know if you guys have any questions. If not, I'm just gonna chill and talk about random stuff.
Awesome.
Have you
Yeah.
been to Disney? Like the Florida Disney?
Nope, not
I
yet.
want to.
Yet. I might go tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. It depends on how everything's going, how much time I really have to go. probably gonna stay up late tonight and watch, Toonami, and I don't know how much later I'll be up. I'm probably gonna be catching a lot of Pokemon because I have 360 something Magikarp candies now.
Wow.
So I've been catching them. It hasn't been fun getting all those Magikarp candies, but I'm doing it.
Oh, you ever been Busch Garden yet? Busch Garden?
Oh, what? Oh, Bush?
Busch
Wait.
Garden.
Busch Garden.
Oh, what? Yeah, what is that?
It's another theme park.
Really?
Yeah, they got the new Cobra Curse. Cobra.
Oh, what?
Yeah, if you check on the YouTube, say Cobra Curse, it's kind of a new ride that come out. It's like a family roller coaster.
Oh, really?
It's new. It's one of the newest one that they have.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Cobra Curse.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people love that.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly what to do or what I should do. I mean, my flight leaves later on Sunday.
Oh.
So,
Let me
I'll
check
just
out
probably be chilling. Actually, Pokemon, if anybody has their thing out, just let me know if something good pops up because, hello.
Actually, I think I do have a question. What was your favorite, what was your first exposure to like anime as far as like not acting, just watching it in general?
Yeah, I think when I was little, I did watch a little bit of Inuyasha on Toonami back then. I remember that, and then I did watch Naruto. But I think I'll just kind of say like Naruto was really like a big thing for me. Like I saw a little bit of it, I loved it, watched all the episodes, and then when I really got into anime, it's like when it wasn't too long ago, but it was when, all the anime started getting put on Netflix, and I just went on there and I used their streaming service and I watched literally everything that they had. Fruits Basket, Bleach, just every single thing that was on there. Fantastic, I loved it. Yeah. Ooh, Dratini. No, not here. Hello. Is that Vaporeon?
Yeah.
Very cool. An Umbreon. Ooh. I want an Umbreon, but I don't think it's not in this, right? Not in Pokemon Go?
No.
Not yet. Gosh. One of my favorite EV evolutions, but yeah.
It's probably the best one.
Oh yeah. It's weird. Yeah, I've always kind of liked Umbreon or Espeon. Espeon was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, what's up? We're just kind of chilling. This is like a Q&A if you're curious about like voice acting stuff or like game stuff. Yeah, what's up?
Can I show the video of the Cobra Curse?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me see.
It's kind of one news right that ever come out.
Wow, that looks really cool. Yeah. How far is this away from?
It's about fine. That's kind of cool too.
I'd say it's about like 20, 30 minutes.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
It's not that far at all.
So I don't understand. Is it kind of like a roller coaster
Yeah, it
park?
is.
Oh yeah, that's Busch Gardens' main attraction.
Oh. Have you guys ever heard of Knott's Berry Farm?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Knott's Berry Farm. That's kind of like what it reminds me of.
What is that?
It's kind of like They just have like a ton of roller coasters and a bunch of like small little like attractions to go to within the park. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, it's not like Disneyland.
It's like a fair?
Yeah, kind of like a fair. Is this kind of like a fair too, or not really?
We got like a bunch of animals. They got a train that take you all around. It's like Africa too.
Yeah, it's got a very safari vibe to it.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that looks really cool.
It is. I don't know. Never ride because it's not for me.
Whoa! Oh, we're having so much fun! Whoa.
It's a long video.
Yeah, thanks so much for showing me. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Is that what's going
Yeah, gotta do it. Again, this is an open Pokemon panel, so, oh wait, what? This was supposed to be Q&A? No, if you guys see any Pokemon, let me know.
Gotta catch them all. Pokemon.
So when did you start doing like voice acting? Or when did you get interested?
I was interested in it, like I've been acting pretty much my entire life, and around the time I was like 12, you know, I really loved anime, I loved video games, and it's just so weird. One time I just randomly thought, I was like, hey, like I wonder, like there's an actor, right, that plays this character, you know, I wonder what he looks like. And so I look up people, you know, that are playing like characters or things, you know, in like Naruto, or look up people in Kingdom Hearts and stuff, and I'm like, these actors like look nothing like their character. And I'm like, wait a sec. Because that's the thing, when you do a lot of on camera, right, like it's really hard to get roles no matter what. I mean, you know, like sometimes you just go to a million auditions, they're looking for someone, you know, I'll get sent to things where in the end, you know, they really wanted someone with like blonde hair and blue eyes or something, you know. If you don't look like that, you're kind of, if you don't look a certain way, you're really kind of limited to it. It doesn't matter, you know, like, it doesn't really matter about anything else, it seems like, but especially like when they have like a bias or something, you know, and they just really want the person to look a certain way. Sometimes, you know, I've seen kind of like, you know, not like terrible actors, but people who aren't like amazing actors, you know, obviously cast in something just because they look a certain way, right? And so, so I don't know. So that was definitely one of the things, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool, you know. And I kind of found out about panels and conventions, and I was like, wow, these people are like kind of, you know, famous in this own little world. Like, this is just so cool, you know. I didn't know what cons were. I only thought there were Comic-Cons, you know. I only heard about Comic-Cons, and so I found out about, you know, like anime cons, and I thought it was just like the coolest thing ever. So, so yeah, it's just, I guess that's kind of like what really drew me to it. So yeah, I'm sorry, this is like a really chill panel. I know, like, I know Max and Robbie were probably just like, oh yeah, you know, doing their sound. Funny guys. Gosh, these freaking Pokestops.
Actually, what was your first con like that you ever went to?
My first con I ever went to was, funny enough, it was Anime Expo. You know, what a first con, huh? Pretty crazy. Basically, gosh, I actually have a story to tell. Funny enough, now that I remember it. So, you know, I never really knew about, or you know, I thought cosplay was awesome, and I knew about what cosplay was. I didn't know people necessarily. Okay, well, I'll just tell the story. I was at the convention. I think I was like 12 or 13, first convention ever. I think, yeah, my parents were with me, but I think I was just kind of like, let me explore the con by myself, and so they let me, and so I don't even know if they were supposed to or whatever, but you know, I went in and I was just kind of looking around the con, and of course, obviously, you know, it's like blazing hot during summer of Anime Expo, and I'm like drinking a lot of water, and so gotta pee, and so I go to the bathroom. And I had to go really bad, and it's just, just kind of like you're waiting in such long lines and everything. I mean, really, like, it's crazy, like, for us now, we get the industry badges, so we can pretty much go wherever, whenever we want, so it's kind of different. But as a fan, like, when you go in there, I mean, it's really, like, just people showing up to the panel. It's insane, they wait in such long lines. And so, I mean, I really had to go, basically, cut to the chase. I go in there, I see like a pink dress skirt, like something from Madoka or whatever, and I instantly run out because I'm like, oh crap, right? Like I'm like, okay, I must have ran into the wrong bathroom because I had to go so bad, and so I run right out, and I like start to go into the other bathroom, and a lady like walks like right out, and I'm like, okay, something's not right here, and so I go back into the other bathroom, and there's this guy, and I finally notice. I see these very hairy legs and this guy, like very hairy back, and he turns around here. I'll turn this on. He turns around and he says, "Gotcha!" And then like one of his other friends like comes out of the stall or something like, and I was like, what the heck? But it was, in a way, it was a little bit traumatizing for me because every single time I go into a bathroom now, like I'm just kind of like, is this the right one? So that was just kind of like a very weird con story for me, like the first con I ever went to. I'll never forget that. And to this day at Anime Expo too, every single time I go into that bathroom, I'm prepared. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna see, but I'm ready. I think it's cool, I think it's cool, like people dress up like that. It's definitely different, that's for sure. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. When you're when you really got to go to the bathroom, and I don't know, but I think that's what he was like purposely trying to do, or I don't know if they were like purposely trying to prank people or not, but maybe they just got me because I was like a new con person. I'm not used to seeing a guy dressed up in like a very cute little pink maid outfit with very, very hairy body. Gosh, yeah, that was a weird time. It's weird actually. I have a lot of different like stories and experiences, I think, that are just kind of weird. It just kind of like depends on if I'm able to remember them all. But so many things have happened actually, I think, within the past, the past like few years, it's been insane. My life has just been like really fast. I don't know, there's so many things to do. Right now I'm just going to take this upcoming year, I'm just going to take a break and I'm going to go full forth on acting, try to do all my acting stuff. It's really weird, like you get into voice acting and I just don't think you can really stop improving, you know what I mean? Like there's always new things to learn. I mean, whatever it is, there's always people you can learn from, like accents, different voices, just maybe even just acting better in general. I mean, just really having the skills to look at a blank piece of paper, like just plain words on a script and turn it into something that's really, really good. Sometimes when I watch TV, I just, I look at the scene that they're doing and I try to imagine like let's say I'm watching something from, has anyone here seen like Daredevil?
Yeah.
Anything?
Like the web series, like the Hulu one or the Netflix one?
Yeah, the Netflix one. Yeah, Daredevil. If anybody's seen that, like, I'll just try to imagine like a scene like with Matt Murdock, just a scene that's going on, and I see it on like watching it on Netflix, and I'm like, wow, this acting is like top notch, you know what I mean? And so I try to imagine what it was like when he took the script and looked at it. Like, what did that script look like? Probably just completely plain words. This is the scene, this is what's going on, and just plain words. And he just added in every single else. Almost everything else, like everything he did with his body and his emotions and the way, like, he, like crinkled his face, just like every single little detail that made it, like perfection. So, so that's one thing I kind of like try to think about and try to remember that, the scripts really are just blank sometimes. You gotta make that thing come to life. So, yeah. I don't know what else. I mean, like I said, I'm always taking questions, so if you guys have any, just, let me know.
So that being said, then, is there anything, like, do you want to go beyond voice acting or go beyond anime in itself, or do other, like, what types of genres do you want to be a part of, I guess?
Yeah, like as a voice actor, I don't think it's possible to really just stay in anime and kind of like make a living off of it if you want to just make that your one job. Just because, like you're getting cast as different things all the time, like who's to say like you can always like book a main character and, do a ton of, loops and recording. It doesn't always happen. So yeah, I mean, what I've done is I've kind of branched out. I started doing commercials for Pandora. I've done like over 100 of them this year so far, and I'm, you just do commercials for like Snapple, McDonald's, Dr. Pepper. I can just go down the list, and they just air on Pandora Radio, so that's really cool. So I try to branch out to that as far as like going beyond voice acting. I mean, if I had the opportunity to become an actor, like like an on-camera actor, and really wanted to put the time into it, and and literally go to all of those auditions and go and take my headshot and resume to every single audition and do all that stuff. I mean, it takes a lot of time, to drive to every single one of those auditions. If I decided that it would be worth it, and that if I wanted to try and if I felt like I was doing all I could in voiceover and I wanted to do more, then I would definitely probably try to go that route. So, yeah. I'm still on California time, so I'm tired. Even though it's like what? I think it's like 1:27. I like to sleep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've slept beyond like 1 o'clock before easily, so stay up late. Yeah, that's one thing. That's funny. I caught like the last bit of like Max's panel yesterday, and someone asked him like, "What else do you like to do besides voice acting in your spare time?" And he's like, "Isn't sleep great?" I was like, "Yeah, sleep is pretty good." Gosh, what else? Wish I could beatbox, but I can't. Gosh. I'm trying to think of something else.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? What's your favorite Disney movie?
All of them?
All of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh. My favorite Disney movie.
Our favorite Disney and then Pixar movie.
Oh, gosh. Ooh. But it's weird though, if I like said Toy Story, like, but isn't that both? Or no, is that only Pixar?
Well, that's technically Pixar when it was still with Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gosh. I gotta think about that. There's a lot of Disney movies, I think.
You could say Star Wars at this point now.
I could say Star Wars, but, oh wait, are you talking about like animated movie? Okay, I think Hercules. Hercules Hercules is my favorite. I think it's just that one part in Hercules, like the scene where he goes back to save Meg. He goes back to save Meg, and it's kind of like, to become a true hero. Funny enough, One Punch Man. To become a true hero, you have to like risk your life, or you have to kind of put someone else before yourself. And I think that was like just that whole, I don't know, just that one scene was like just what really got me, and I was like, wow, this has a really good meaning behind it. This is really, really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of Disney movies actually I really like. Funny enough, I just rewatched Cars. Or well, no, that's Pixar, right?
Pixar. Yeah.
Pixar. Cars? Is Cars Pixar?
Pixar.
Yeah, I rewatched Cars, and I always thought Cars was really cool. And there's one reason why, is because every time I used to go to like when I went to like a kid's dentist, I would always like go and sit in the chair, and they had like they had the little TV like for the kids to watch, so they didn't get like too bored, like otherwise the kid's gonna be like, oh, what's going on in my mouth, and start freaking out. And so they always had Cars playing, and I always like watching Cars. I was one of those kids that, I just remembered randomly like Brother Bear. Has anybody seen Brother Bear?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember Brother Bear?
Oh yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That was a really good one. I remember that. Like that's the thing. We used to have like this. I think we do still have the DVR that has all these movies recorded. Like we would buy the movie, I think, and then record it, and then you could just rewatch it over and over and over again if you wanted to. And so we have those, and I just remember like that was my favorite thing to do was to always get like lunch or dinner and then go watch, one of my favorite movies. I was like, even though like we had a TV, like we had stuff we could watch, I would always go just rewatch a ton of stuff, which was really cool. I also remember Shark Tale. I watched a lot of that one movie, Shark Tale, with the Shark Slayer. There's a lot of cool stuff. Gosh.
Will Smith's fish face scared me in that movie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was trying to think what it was.
It was just off-putting to me. A lot of the faces were.
Yeah, Will
But,
Smith.
Well, it was
That's just me, though.
Gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
So are you aware that on your IMDb page, under personal details, all it says is born?
Oh, it really? Does it just say
It says
born?
born.
It was
Exactly.
born.
Yeah,
You are.
so
I want
tell us
to.
about yourself.
I want to check. Oh no, is somebody gonna put my age on there? Do I want that? Yes or no?
No, you don't.
I don't know yet.
Well, we know you were born, so that's cool.
Yeah,
You're alive.
I'm human, I think. I wasn't hatched, that's for sure.
So
Actually,
it doesn't say where, so it could have been in a lab.
oh yeah, you're right. Have you guys ever seen that? Just reminded me. Have you guys ever seen that one show? I think it was called Kyle XY or Kyle X something.
I only ever saw one promo for it, and after I heard he doesn't have a belly button, I'm like, okay, this is too weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah.
Do you have a belly button?
Yes, I will not show you, but I can say with confidence that
Take a picture of it.
I have a belly button.
Yeah.
Actually, let me check that out on the IMDb page. I didn't know that. That's kind of weird. But does it say that for everyone though? Like if they just
I don't
don't have
think
their
so.
age? Like it just says born, but it's just blank. Oh. Oh, you're right. It does say.
Born.
Oh, is it just saying that that's the name that I was born as? Or wait,
I guess.
because a lot of actors like have stage names and they change their names, but yep. Unfortunately, that's my real name. I
Well,
wanted
for
to.
like Angelina Jolie, it has like when she was born and where she was born.
Oh, I see.
So this is like June 4th, 1975 for her, LA, California.
Oh.
And it has her height.
Oh, interesting. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. Somebody will have to put all my details out there or something one of these days. Until then. Yeah, cool.
If you were to have an actor name, any idea what you would want, like other than your real name?
Oh, if I were to have like a stage name? My middle name, funny enough, I used to when I was little. When I was little, I used to have a stage name because apparently, like, my mom would drive me up to Hollywood when I was like 6 years old, trying to, get her, her son to become like a child actor and like land stuff. I did do a few commercials and whatnot, but like my middle name is actually Taylor, so the reason why is like they wanted to call me like Zach Taylor because according to my agent at the time, is that Augilar was like too Hispanic or whatever for it, and so that because they look at names, and they're like they might try to cast me as like a Hispanic role when I'm more Caucasian than I am. You see what I'm saying? Like it would just be weird. So they said, yeah, you should go with Zach Taylor, and we can like market it in this way and try to get you like like these specific roles. I mean, it was all on the agent. That was their whole take on it. So they thought that's what was best, but I went back to, but it's weird though, because nowadays there's a lot of very, you know, well-known, like Selena Gomez or whatever, you know, I mean, it didn't matter for her at all, you know, there's a lot of people, so I think it's a bit different now, the way that they kind of go about it, whereas back then, you know, I mean, you had your name kind of like on everything, like your card, and you would have this special card that you would go in and you'd go give it to like the casting people, and then, you know, that card would give them like, you would have the card, the headshot, and it was just, I don't know, it was a completely different time back then, I guess, and, you know, now times have kind of changed, so, it's cool. It's cool I can actually use my real name.
It sounds a little better than just Zach Taylor, I think, so.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy I can just go with it, so, yeah, I'm so excited for all these shows I've been doing, you know, all have like these anticipated season 2s, you know.
Does One Punch Man have a season 2, and do you know when it's going to come out?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, even if I did, I mean, because, you know, like, you hear stuff in the studio, you hear what's going on, you know, they're working with the Japanese, or they're talking directly to the Japanese people, you know, the creators of it. I mean, I met the director and you know, the Japanese voice actor, the seiyuu for Saitama, so, you know, meeting them, and basically, I haven't heard anything about it. But let's just pretend if I did hear something. No, okay, I promise I really haven't heard anything about it. But I'm saying, but if I did hear about stuff, I would probably like not be allowed to say it at all, which sucks. But yeah, no, I'm really hoping for a season 2. I think
Just to
that,
watch it, or so you still have a job?
actually both. Well, I mean, yeah, like, to be honest, like, for the most part, it's just because I'm a fan, even if they didn't dub it at all. You know, I want to see more of the show. I was a fan before it, and I didn't really expect to get the role at all. You know, I mean, because you see all these shows and you're a fan of all of these different shows. You can't like attach yourself too hard to it as an actor, because when it comes around and you audition for it, it's kind of like a curse. You know, you always don't really get to be in the shows that you want to be in, or you don't get to play the characters that you want to play. And it's just kind of weird, like you can't attach yourself to it. But I was really attached to the show already, and so I was like, oh, all these characters, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get any of these. You know, I'm like, there's no way. But it ended up happening, so I'm really glad that it all kind of worked out. But yeah, they got, of course, One Punch Man, 7 Deadly Sins. I think that's like something that's going to eventually happen. Iron-Blooded Orphans. Gosh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze.
Plus it.
Go ahead, sneeze.
No, it's not coming. I hate that feeling. I hate it so much. What else is there?
Did you meet any seiyus aside from Saitama's?
No, he's the only one I met. I wanted to meet Genos's, but he wasn't there. I wish he was there. That would have been really, really cool. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I love you. I probably would have asked him, because, you know, the Japanese, you know, the voice actors are so talented. I mean, they go to like specific, like special, you know, schools to learn how to do what they do. You know, I think that I would probably ask him to do the speech for me. You know, the whole backstory, and see if he could do it. And I bet he probably could. I bet he, just like that, you know, right on the spot.
Can you?
No. I'm gonna be real. I mean, you know, like that's hard. One, you know, like I gotta memorize that stuff too, and I just gotta say it over and over and over again. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to record, ever. So tonight, you know, I'm sure everybody will hear it and be like, hopefully everybody likes it. I mean, if everybody likes it, I'll be like, wow, you know, like, great, you know, the work paid off. You know, we were doing one line at a time, but it's just so hard to kind of just talk really fast, you know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it, but just super fast talking while keeping a voice and emotion and attitude is just like, I guess it's weird, you know, it's like one thing to do the whole, what's it called? Like the sales guys, like the auction guys, like, you know, how fast they talk. It's one thing to do it like that and just kind of normally talk, whereas when you're doing a voice and like trying to put like, you know, some sort of emotion behind it and do all these little, you know, these small little details in the performance that kind of, you know, like make it better and better. It's hard to do that while also talking very fast at the same time. So I think that's definitely a challenge. But one of these days I hope I get to meet the Seiyu for Genos. That'd be really cool. Yeah, he's done some really cool stuff. Gosh, allergies are getting me today.
Does that is there any do you feel any pressure that comes with that? Like, oh, I have to live up to this guy's performance?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Because it'd be weird, you know, if like the Japanese was like insanely good and fit the character, and then you come along and it's just kind of like, it doesn't really, you know, you don't really have the character down in your head, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you have to, I think you have to kind of balance it out. It's more of like, you got to find a balance between, you know, the Japanese and your own acting ability, because that's the thing, you know, you can't really just copy the Japanese, because like it'll just, in English it'll sound like ingenuine, and it's just kind of like you have to get the character down so well in your own mind, where it kind of comes to a point like, yeah, the original Japanese performance is still, you know, something I want to, you know, like emulate or whatever, if that's the word, like something I really just want to put into my own mix of it. And then I also want to take my own interpretation of what I think it should sound like. And you just kind of got to find this really weird, tricky balance between it. You know, that's kind of why when we first start recording the show, the first, I would say like 2 or 3 sessions are a little rocky. You know, sometimes we have to do a lot of redos. Sometimes there's a lot of different, you know, things that we just have to even go back and add, because like the actor doesn't always have the character down just like right away. You know, I mean, even if you've seen the show, it's kind of like one thing, you know, you see the show and you know how the character is supposed to act and feel and whatnot, but actually, you know, being able to perform like that all of the time and always just be in the zone. And you know, when we do the lines, sometimes I'll do a line and I'll be like, oh cool, like I'm ready for the big fight scene that's about to happen. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the zone, I'm all pumped up, I'm ready to do it. And they're like, oh, hold on, give us like 5-10 minutes, and like we're gonna take a break, or we gotta edit some lines or something that you just did, and we gotta like cut them up or do something, or we gotta stretch them or whatever. And then they're like, oh, okay, like, are you ready? And I'm like, oh, I was ready like 5-10 minutes ago when I was in the zone, you know, because you lose the energy. You know, you're just kind of waiting around. It's a very technical process, you know, doing the lip flaps. So that's one thing I definitely don't like, is just kind of waiting around, you know, to do my lines. I like to do them all while I'm still in character, in the emotion. You know, I lose it, that's for sure. So, yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there like some blooper or prank lines that were left for you, or that you left for somebody else for the next session?
It's weird. We do those sometimes. There wasn't really anything I left for anyone else for the next session. I'm hoping when we go work on the OVAs, that I can kind of do some stuff. I can ask the director, Chris, about that. I'll be like, hey, can I leave something for Max? And see what they say. There have been, you know, there have been some blooper lines for One Punch Man so far. One of the most recent thing is like Speedo Sound Sonic shows up. First time him and Genos ever interact at all, and it's after like Sea King rips off Speedo Sound Sonic's clothes, so he's, you know, entirely naked. And so, you know, there's just this blank scene where Genos is just like staring at Speedo Sound Sonic, and he's like, you know, and they're just looking at each other for like a brief moment, and Genos like completely ignores the fact he's naked, doesn't even care, and he's like, who, you know, like, who are you? And like, what are you doing here or something, like, because he doesn't know who the heck he is. I think Genos might think he's like an enemy and is kind of like trying to analyze him. And so basically we changed that line to like, who are you and why can I see your balls or whatever. And it was, yeah, it was a really funny, funny line, you know, like the way you say it, like it's super serious, like, and so I'm hoping the blooper reel, you know, eventually makes it out to something, maybe like the DVDs or whatever, because I think the bloopers are fantastic. You know, I mean, we've done some really funny ones, but I can't remember them all off the top of my head. But that was just one that I do remember was really different. That's for sure. Yeah. Oh, by the way, so you have an Eevee plush. That's so cute.
Favorite. I can't pick an evolution though.
Really?
I like all of them.
What? You gotta pick one.
I can't. Look at my lanyard. It's everyone.
No, you gotta. Okay. Do you like fire type, water type?
Yeah, I like everything.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of Disney movies too, so.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Gosh. If there's any other questions, I don't know.
Did you originally audition for the part of Genos, or did you try like audition for any other like character?
Yeah, I did audition for, I auditioned, funny enough, for 4 characters. I did Genos, okay, so I auditioned for Genos, Speedo Sound Sonic, Moomin Rider, and a My Mask. And so the thing is, like, immediately I thought, you know, like, I was like, Genos is out of the picture, maybe Speedo Sound Sonic, you know, My Mask, I'm like, this is probably going to be cast as someone with a little bit of a lower voice, lower tone, and then I was like, Moomin Rider. Moomin Rider, and I'm like, hey, I mean, it's my favorite character, you know, so I'm like, nah, there's no way it's gonna happen, you know, because that's the thing, like, honestly, I mean, the character out of those bunch that I would want to get, you know, like looking at it from like an acting standpoint would be Genos, because he has so many lines, you know, and not only that, I mean, I always thought he was a really cool character, you know, he's my second favorite, it goes, you know, Moomin Rider and then Genos, so you know, I thought Moomin Rider would be the character that I would play. But funny enough, that went to Robbie. You know, Robbie does a really good job too. They premiered this little clip of Robbie doing his thing at AX, and basically, you know, like, he's fighting the Paradisers. It's this one episode. There's a bunch of like bald-headed guys, you know, everybody's like a bald-headed, they're all kind of like in this gang, and Robbie's like riding in on his little bike, and he's like, stop right there, you thugs, or whatever, you know, and it's just like the greatest thing ever. And so then what he does, okay, so on the bike, there's like this, he gets off of his bike, right? But as he's getting off his bike, he has to put down the little kickstand and everything. So he like kind of gets off the bike, and he's making all these little sounds like, and he's like kicking down the little kickstand, and he's like making all these little sounds, right? It's fantastic. He's like, yeah, I gotta put this right there, you know, like ignoring him. And then he's like, oh, hey, and he's like, Cyclist for Justice Movement Riders here, and it's like it's the greatest thing ever. And then I can't remember, I think he just gets like beat down instantly, and he's on the ground like bleeding or something, and then somebody's like, somebody call an ambulance! That was a really good scene. Really, really funny. You guys gotta see it in person. If you guys see Robbie again, you gotta ask him, like, hey, can you do the whole bicycle thing, you know, and he'll like make the sounds. I mean, it's so better if there's like a video playing in the background so you could see his character. Like, he literally does every single little movement he makes a sound for. He's like, and he gets off the bike, and you know, and then he goes up to the thing, Moment Riders here. It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah. Any other questions?
Were there any favorite scenes of yours personally to actually like voice over?
Yeah, definitely. Sea King. Sea King fight was amazing. I also like the sparring scene with Saitama. Them, like fighting against each other. Let me think. I was, the entire time I was recording, I loved everything I was doing, but doing the Sea King fight was the thing I was looking forward to the most. Mostly because it's such a gross, like, Genos gets like, no spoil, whatever. Like,
Go well.
yeah, just, it doesn't go well, and it's one of the sounds I had to make for that, like the choking noises, it really made me feel like I was gonna, like, get sick in the booth, because, you're doing all these weird sounds, you really gotta do it. So yeah, it was really great though, really, really fun. I love all the fight scenes, funny enough, like the Carnage Kabuto one in the third or fourth episode, that was my favorite, that was one of my favorite ones to do, even though it's just like a bunch of fighting grunts and stuff. Genos says like a few things, like he does the machine gun blows, and then he's like, "Let me take him," and those are really cool to do. I like those a lot. Yeah. Yes.
Are there any tips any voice actors gave you before you went on recording that helped you?
Any tips? I think it's like the tips I've had so far are mostly things kind of like you gotta do your best to stay in the character, drink lots of water, tea and honey, because we're doing the screaming stuff. We've had times like where I've done a lot of screams for Genos and fighting grunts and stuff, and when you're really like doing it like 100%, it really takes a toll on my voice especially. And then I have to go in the next day and go do normal recording again. And sometimes it gets to the point like where it hurts my muscles in my throat and it hurts my voice. I'm just like we just did a ton of stuff. I'm really dead. I can't control it no matter what I do. It just sounds how it sounds, and so that's pretty much about it. And that's another thing too with voice acting. Sure, like the screaming scenes are awesome and really fun, and I'm sure people are like, whoa, like I'd love to be in Call of Duty and like scream like grenade and all that stuff. Yeah, like I would like to do that too if it was only like 10 lines. But that's the thing, they do like 4-hour sessions. Just imagine if you were to like sit in a booth and scream for like 4 hours. You know what I mean? And you get out of the booth. It's really scary. People have lost their voices. Some people have damaged them forever. So. Some people, like they're always going to talk like this or something for the rest of their life now. So it's really scary. Luckily, though, the companies are getting better about that, and they're, negotiating things with SAG to not do that to the actors, to give them, time to rest and whatnot. So it's cool.
I remember I was watching an interview with Steve Bloom. He said he was doing like a screaming scene once, and like I don't know what he did, but he ended up passing out from just like the stress he put on himself. I'm assuming that hasn't happened to you.
No, not yet.
Thankfully.
It's come close to. Like when you're screaming like really long screams, you do get a little lightheaded. That's for sure. I heard a story about Sean Schemmel as Goku. I've heard that story, like when he's like going Super Saiyan 3 or something, like he's just like screaming as loud as he can. I've heard that he like passed out. Luckily the booth is padded and stuff, but still, that'd be awful if you like pass out and like fall into the microphone. Like a $4,000 microphone.
Oh God.
Gosh, that'd be terrible. It's funny though when you go in and and record. I really like microphones. I'm a microphone person. I have a little collection at home, kind of, and I like to use different ones for certain things, because funny enough, it really does make that little difference, I think, that makes the read better depending on what it is. Like for commercials, I use a different one sometimes, and for animation, sometimes I use a different one. But it's just hard not to you see the golden, species or whatever, like the golden brand of microphones, right? Like right in front of you every time you go record, you're like, I want to touch it, but you can't. You know, you're not allowed to. That's like a big no-no. Do not touch the expensive equipment. Funny. It was just kind of funny, you know, like people talking about like the whole like the mixing set in the studios, like the whole big mixing board and everything. You know, directors sometimes joke about like, you know, they'll just point backwards and be like, oh, this thing costs more than my car. You know, I mean, it's insane. So yeah. Any other questions about anything? I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are pretty cool.
Should have brought some.
Okay, so here's one thing about Kit Kats. If you go to Japan, they have different types of flavors of Kit Kats.
I've been there
Have you
twice.
tried green tea?
Really? Oh, yeah, I have. Green
You
tea's
like
really
it?
good. Yeah, green tea. I've tried red bean. I think there was like an apple one too. Some apple one was really good. Gosh. There's another one actually. Funny enough, you have to bake it, I guess. Yeah, you take it out of the little packet and you put it in the oven and bake it. It's the weirdest thing ever. Funny enough, you know, I didn't bake mine. I mean, I was just like, screw that. I'm just gonna eat it. I don't care. And yeah, Kit Kats are good. Funny enough, so you've been to Japan 2 times.
Yes.
I haven't been there once, and I really want to go. I really gotta go.
I bought a whole pack of like strawberry Kit Kat, and I was gonna bring it back for some friends, but some of it melted.
Oh.
So they're opening it up, it's all sticky. I'm like, ah.
Oh.
They still liked it. They were still grateful, but like, you know, I was sad that I couldn't like get it all intact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great over there.
Yeah. I
So do you
can't.
have a favorite Japanese candy?
Favorite Japanese candy?
Yeah.
It wouldn't really be fair for me to pick a favorite because I haven't really tried that much. But there was a time that I was addicted to like haichu. You know, haichu is from Japan originally, right? So like there was a time, I think I still actually might be addicted to it if it was put in front of me. But haichu, you know, is really really good. Very very addicting. I mean, I chew one. Gosh, so good.
Pocky's a lot like that too.
Yeah.
Had it, yes.
Yeah, Pocky. I recently tried like different flavors of Pocky. I think I've only had like a strawberry Pocky or something before. I tried the green tea one. Green tea's really good too. What else is there? How many flavors of Pocky are there anyway?
Too many for me to
A
remember.
lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Gosh, I gotta go out and try and find more. I think I have some little Japanese supermarkets or something nearby, and they have like all the cool stuff. One thing I really like is, have you guys ever tried sushi burritos?
Yes.
Sushi burritos. I love sushi burritos.
Right.
What is that?
Okay, so it's like, gosh, it's like rice. I suck at explaining things, especially when it comes to food, because I'm not very picky about food. You know, I just like, oh, cool, everything's kind of great. But sushi burritos are something I could maybe eat almost every single day, just because I love like rice and fish, and like basically it's kind of like what you would think. It's like one big sushi roll. You know, like rice paper, sesame seeds. Sometimes, you know, just like like the rice paper. Then they have like rice, and they put like, depends on what you get, like spicy tuna. They might throw in a little bit of tempura in there. You know, just like they roll it all up into one like burrito. It's literally like a big gigantic roll that you're eating. You know, it's amazing. They put in some special sauce and whatnot. But yeah. But anyway, it looks like we're gonna have to wrap up this little panel and stuff. So thank you guys so much for coming out and chilling with me. Hope you guys have a really like good rest of your con. I don't know like what you guys are up to, or if I might even just see you guys like going to some other panel or something. Maybe I'll go to some stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for coming out.
Thank Thank you.
Bye, guys.